everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thank you to the Berry Center for inviting us again. And I hope I don't go over my time, but I think they have a crook, so we'll see. A couple of years ago, Gray printed my second book. It's called Rumors of Light. I'm going to read a poem from that, and then I'm going to read some new work. This is called November Opens. November opens the sky, spins light into summer's furry cracks. Bare branches and the nearly bare etch winter's spiky signature onto the ridgetops. Little woodpeckers scrabble in the lilac, squeeze their bit of passion into what warmth remains. Cushaws and pumpkins squat fatly between stalks of dry corn. Late roses shiver in sheltered corners. Frost drives faithful lodgers indoors, mice in the walls, dizzy wasps who skate the kitchen tiles like drunken revelers. But where is the black snake who draped her purple bulk along my porch railing in August? The 1,000 turtles that ranged their domes to capture March's stingy sun. I've got a little new work. This one's called Grooming Edisto. I walk to the edge of the continent and soap my legs. The tide is out. I sit on firm, cold sand studded with broken shell and bits of coral. Tiny crabs scuttle into holes. Sun rises over the Atlantic, brushes color through the low, thin clouds. A pair of dolphins move south, black thumbnails piercing the blue horizon line. I stopped shaving my legs at 19, went native for the next 2 decades, and I was very native. In my 50s, I started back mainly to please my mother, but it never became second nature. I fail at the flamingo pose, always manage to nick my ankles. I take Castile soap and a pink plastic razor to where the waves are breaking, rolling in with their eternal rustle and crash. A line of pelicans glides over my head, rises and falls like quarter notes on an invisible staff. Sibilant waters wash over my beach brown legs. I'm working on a memoir, and it's about what I call corner times. So I'm going to read a couple of really short little vignettes from that. It's prose. The first one's called When Thinking Intrudes. Sunrise catches the tangled ivy that all but obscures my east window. A bit of light touches the hanging prism, tosses rainbows over the sloped ceiling. I settle onto my cushions, set a timer, and light a candle. As always, I feel a bit fraudulent. I hold a stick of incense into the flame until it catches. A curl of jasmine smoke spirals into the room. The singing bowl vibrates in my palm when I strike its rim, and a single sweet note rises into my bedroom, swells, fades. I count my breaths, 1, 2, 3, attempting mindfulness, which, as everybody knows, is an oxymoron. Thinking happens, as in, I really need to pull down that ivy. Will the walls come down with it? That corner is full of cobwebs. And why are they called cobwebs? I haven't written anything in weeks. Wonder if there's any yogurt. I pull myself back to my breath. 5, 6, 7. The candle gutters, sends up acrid smoke to swirl into the cloying incense. I cough Let the thoughts come and go like so many reflections of cloud. The toddler is learning words. She sits on the thing called Davenport, a word she can't manage, although she tries. She rests against the arm, which is nothing like the part of her body also called arm. Her legs stick straight out so she could admire her shoes, which are sometimes called sandals. Light slants across her legs from the big window behind her. She waves her pudgy hands in the bright warmth, tries to capture the pretty specks floating in the light. Her head sags and she almost falls into a nap. But the shadows of her hands and feet are a bit scary. So she slides off the cushion and walks into the place called kitchen. On the stove there is a pan. It sits in the hot place called fire, and something in it smells really good. She can't reach the pan. She watches smoke come out and listens to the bubbles. Water comes into her mouth. There is a high chair she can climb. If she stands on the tray, she can scramble to the top of the big cold box with the hard name. Mama doesn't like it when she does this, but she loves to feel the way the box shakes her bottom. If she doesn't sit very still, she falls off. Then dark places come on her arms and legs. But she likes to sit up there and listen to the thing called radio. It's on a shelf over the sink where Mama washes her cup and bowl and spoon. Singing comes from the radio and sometimes words. She likes the words. There's one word she hears that her Aunt Sissy always says too. It is a short word and somehow mysterious. God. The child thinks she knows where this God is. She walks to the door beside the stove. This is not the door to the yard where she plays with her brother, but the one to the room where they sleep. If she stands on her toes and stretches, she can turn the round thing called knob. She can walk up the steps now. Before, maybe yesterday, she had to go up backward on her diaper. Mama doesn't like her to go up there alone, but she likes to climb. She cranes her neck to see the top of the stairs. There is a wall there, and on it a round, shiny glass like the one on Mama's dresser. She knows they are called mirrors, a word that is really hard to say. But this one is high, and the sun makes it glow. All around the walls, and the mirror too, have the same color as her bath toy called Duck. She is sure that the light and the color in this mirror is the strange thing called God. 8, 9, 10. I know that this is my first memory, and I don't know why God is in it. I still my breath and steal a peek at the timer. I straighten my slumpy spine, begin again at 1. This time I make it all the way to 7 before thoughts intrude. This one's called Like a Rolling Stone. It's really short. Do I have time? The fair smells like damp sawdust, greasy nuts, and pink cotton candy. It sits on my tongue with the sharp fizziness of a peanut Coke. Did you ever dump a sleeve of salted peanuts into a Dixie cup of Coke? It fizzes up and tickles your nose, and at the end you get to munch the salty sweet cola oozy nuts. I stand in the tilt-a-whirl line, sticky all over and itchy damp. It occurs to me that the Hopkins County Fair isn't all that cool. You might say it's ugly, tawdry, downright sleazy. I wonder if my friends know this and my family. Anyway, I stand in line, finger my quarter, dime, and the loudspeaker cackles into the local AM radio station. They're playing Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone. I'm stunned. I've never heard this voice before, these words. I stand rooted in the sticky, urine-scented sawdust while the line snakes around me. This never anticipated, never duplicated voice beats to its word-rich conclusion, and my 12-year-old world becomes unmade. Okay, one more, and this is brand new. I wrote it yesterday. It's called On the Anniversary of German Reunification. I really like shaped poems, and this one is a form that I use a lot now. It's called, is it Cinquain? Sanquain? I don't know. Anyway, 30 years ago, stones tumbled. Sunlight poured through the Brandenburg Gate unchecked, east to west. We speak again of walls, rails flung between peoples, as if light could be corralled, love confined.